Awesome. Well, thanks for joining, Ari. It's been a pleasure working with you so far. If you don't mind, please introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do at Goliath and what Goliath does.
Yeah, so my name is Ariana Faustini. I'm head of marketing at Golioth. Golioth is an IoT development platform. We're one of the most flexible platforms available. And what I do is essentially build the top of our marketing funnel, and I work with the head of RevOps to really bring in um, all the right leads into Goliath.
Awesome. So I know you're doing the marketing side and you're kind of looking over the lead generation, but also we had Brian in the mix as well, who was taking the sales meetings. And so Brian had completed over 11 qualified meetings in just over 1 month of campaigns going live with both email and warm calls. So from your point of view, what have been the most noticeable results from working together so far?
Um, the fact that you were able to bring in so many qualified leads for us when we had been trying for months and just not getting the formula right. And so we were skeptical at first, but trusting in the process and just kind of taking each step and moving things forward turned out to be a solid move working with you.
Awesome. I love it. So, can you tell me more about what you were doing for outbound prospecting and lead generation before we started working together?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of experimentation. We had probably tried every tool. We had Zoom Info, we used Apollo IO, we used Dripify, we were using and still do use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, bringing things into HubSpot, trying to build out sequences. And while we were getting some traction, but moving into a qualified meeting was um, it took a lot of effort. And I feel like uh, we were putting too much time into it for the results that we were getting.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's one thing to be able to generate interest over email and then actually convert them. Like I think I've seen over 100 leads that look qualified, but timing's wrong or something. That's their response. And so being able to convert at least 11 of them was a pretty good result so far. But tell me more about like the lead handoff process. Like how has that experience been for you and Brian, and what have you overall? What are your thoughts overall?
It's been great. We were able to work with each other early on to hone in the messaging. So we understood the messages that were going out, and we were comfortable with what was being said. And then being able to kind of vet the lead before having to meet with them was an easy, very simple process. Kind of did all the heavy lifting for us. And so we could just focus on the needs of the call.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. So, all right, do you have any additional feedback or thoughts before we close out this interview?
I think if you are struggling with outbound and you have been trying a lot of things and just things haven't been working for you, there the way that you approached the work and the formula you use was a no-brainer for us to at least give it a shot. We didn't have high confidence when we started, but by the time we had warmed up all of our kind of um, process, things started rolling in, and it was like, oh, okay. So if you know what you're doing, this thing works. And Spencer, you clearly know what you're doing, so it's great to work with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. The natural skepticism, especially in the first like 2 or 3 weeks of warming the email accounts and nothing really coming in. It's like, okay, when is this coming in? But right when it starts rolling, it's really rolling. So
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure working together. I really appreciate you taking the time.